Okay, on the notes we reminded ourselves that the word linear is the word we use to describe a function or a graph that's a straight line, which makes sense. The word line is right in linear. A linear equation, we talked about this on our last lesson, but just to remind you, it's going to have two variables, usually x and y. They're in separate terms, and none of them have exponents other than 1. So no x squares, no xy in the same term. All right. Linear equations are easiest to graph when they're written in what's called slope-intercept form. And when you look at these three examples of linear equations, these two are in slope-intercept form. And the reason you can tell they're in slope-intercept form is because the y is isolated. The y is by itself on one side of the equation. And if that's the case, all linear equations written in that form will be in this form: y equals mx plus b. M is whatever coefficient is being multiplied by the variable x, and b is the constant term. And both of those, both that m and the b, have very important meanings, which we'll get to. If we look at the specific linear equation from the do now, if I write this general slope-intercept form above it, you see that, okay, well, m must be -2, and b must be +4, and b is the y-intercept. If I go back to our do now real quickly, wish it was easier to do that. +4, that's where the line intersects the y-axis. So b is +4. M is the slope. M is -2, down 2, right 1. We'll get to that. That's what today's whole lesson is about, and that's what the practice you'll do, is teaching you about slope. But m is slope.